Hello, I'm Alistair Greener in the Telegraph studios, and today we're discussing facilities management. And joining me is Todd Harrison, who's the Managing Director at Optimum Group Services.
Good morning. Good morning.
So what exactly are the biggest challenges in facilities management today?
Yes, good question. I think the biggest challenge facing any facilities management company is the ability to deliver a service. I don't think it can be underestimated if you don't deliver that service effectively. For example, if you have challenges within your work environment, for example, a light out or no power, it affects people's motivation and morale and productivity. I think it goes without saying that if people are not being as productive as they could be, the core business will suffer. The net impact of that is that the business will actually lose money.
So what's missing in the industry that allows this to happen?
I think there's two clear directions from my point of view. One is that the industry needs a very clear identity, and I think many elements of the industry needs to join together to give the industry a sense of identity, which will enable us to attract the best people into the industry. I think number two is the lack of education and structure around it. There can be some clear defined career paths for people. At the moment it's so wide and loose, it's very difficult to explain to someone that there is a very clear, long career that can be had in facilities management.
Now this actually sounds like a far bigger problem than just facilities management. It's almost like you have to go on a massive education program to actually solve this.
I think it's something we at Optimum have thought very clearly about, but we can impact our bit. But for the industry as a whole, I think we need to start getting into the schools, colleges and universities to make sure that people have facilities management and engineering as a career choice. At the moment, the industry is not seen as enticing, and again, because it has no clear identity, it's very hard to say to somebody, come and join our industry, because we can't articulate a clear message at the moment.
So, well, yes, you say till it's done. I mean, this level of reform that's required, until then, it seems to all intents and purposes of Optimum are going it alone. So what are you actually doing to fill that gap today?
We're doing two things at Optimum. One is ensuring that our apprenticeships have the right level of training, to make sure that the customer gets the right experience. We're doing that through two methods. One, for our technical, making sure they're technically excellent, and two, making sure that they have the right skills from a customer service point of view. That's crucial for a relationship point of view, because at Optimum we're proud of our long-lasting relationships, and that is very much built through customer service. The second element of this is that we have structured programs in place at Optimum to enable engineers and our staff to take two different routes. One, an engineer can take a structured route to become a chartered engineer. So we produce the best in class in engineering, very unique in the industry. Nobody's doing that in the industry at the moment. I think it's absolutely key that we make sure that our engineering people are educated in engineering excellence techniques. The other side of that is we have a structured program where we can take an engineer through a structured ILM, Institute of Leadership Management program, which is actually bespoke to Optimum, through to a degree and an MBA to enable them to have the skills to grow within Optimum. Succession is absolutely crucial to us.
Okay, I mean that all sounds very good, but let's now say that I'm a prospect and I come to you for your services. Talk me through the procedures. What's actually going to happen?
One, that we will be very clear. As a business, we don't have traditional salesmen in the industry, so the people you speak to will be knowledgeable and will understand your environment facility. So I think that's really key. You will meet people who actually understand your facility and what you do. They will have done and lived the job, so you will be speaking to the right people. At that point, we would just ask a very simple question. We would say, what are your requirements? Because too often we see a specification come out, it's not really what the end user wants. It's a specification that's delivered by procurement. What we wish to do and what we believe is the best way is just to come to meet you, facilitate a series of workshops, so we can really begin to understand what your key challenges are. Is it a cost driver? Is it an energy driver? Is it a service delivery driver? Is it a technical expertise driver? If we can come and meet you for a series of workshops, we can form a specification, we can form the right package to enable us to deliver a service that is absolutely what you want.
Okay, well, talking about specifications, let's talk a little bit more about the cost and time scale that might be involved.
The costs are obviously very variable, depending on the level of service that's required. I think one of the challenges facing facilities management, and especially our skill, is we're very hard services led on the engineering element, is that we can be perceived as an overhead, we can be perceived as a cost centre. Now I think if we set the structure up right, we can add great value. Energy savings, again, is a very key area. And I think we're happy to put contracts in place where we have shared savings schemes, and we actually put in place visibility of costs. Now, we're very clear that if we get the right cost structure right, it becomes a benefit to the business. And I think that's about having grown up, clear conversations on a regular basis. And we go a step further. We'll actually allow you to audit that cost. Bring in an independent auditor. Let him audit that cost, because it will confirm what we tell you. Again, it's about the trust of the cost. And I think the question about time is key as well. I think too often a delivery and a structure is put in place from day one. It's not reviewed to 3 to 5 years of the life cycle of the contract. What we say, we have a structured process in place where we review the delivery of that service regularly.
Now, I know you're an advocate of changing our attitudes, and you mentioned time frame there. How do you see the industry and your business, say, in the next 3 to 5 years? How's that going to develop?
I think the key focus is to give facilities, the facilities industry a real key identity. I think that's one area. I think two is that the way that the services are procured has to change. We're still tendering and delivering services that were the same as 25 years ago. We need to look at the specifications, we need to look at the procurement process, we need to tailor that to make sure the customer gets what he requires. Now that's, instead of sending out a big specification with lots of words and lots of elements, let's get round the room, let's get round a table, let's have a discussion, and let's deliver services and put contracts in place based on the people and the ability to deliver, rather than a clear specification that says you've got to service the light in the hall 4 times a year. I think those days are gone. Technology's advanced. Traditional maintenance methods are long gone. As an industry, we need to embrace that. Optimum are embracing that. We need the industry and the end users and the procurement professionals to allow us to deliver the next generation of maintenance.
Well, we'll be watching the industry with great interest. Todd Harrison from Optimum Group Services, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.